My name is Emily Carter, and I never thought a simple walk home would change 3 lives forever. I was 10 years old back then. Old enough to notice things. Young enough to still care. Every afternoon after school, I walked past the same small park near Maple Street. Most days, I hurried through it, thinking about homework or dinner or nothing at all. But there was always one old man. He sat on the same wooden bench every single day. Same place, same time, same posture. People walked past him like he didn't exist. Some whispered, some stared, most ignored him completely. The adults called him, that strange old man. But I noticed something they didn't. He wasn't watching people. He was waiting. That afternoon, the sky was gray, and the air felt heavy. As I passed the bench, I saw his hands trembling. His coat was too thin for the cold, and his shoes were worn down at the heels. He looked lonely. Not scary. Not strange. Just lonely. I slowed down. My heart started beating faster, because I knew what I was about to do wasn't normal. Kids weren't supposed to talk to strangers, especially old ones that everyone avoided. But my feet stopped anyway. "Hi," I said softly. He looked up, surprised, like he hadn't heard a human voice in a long time. "Oh," he said. "Hello there." His voice was gentle, tired, kind. "My name is Emily," I said. "I see you here every day." He smiled faintly. "Yes, I suppose you do." I hesitated, then asked the question no one else ever did. "Why do you sit here all alone every day?" He didn't answer right away. Instead, he looked at the empty space beside him. "She used to sit right there," he said quietly. "Who?" I asked. "My daughter." His name was Robert Miller. He told me his daughter's name was Anna. "She was about your age," he said, his eyes never leaving the bench. "She loved this park. She said it was where the world felt peaceful." I sat down slowly, afraid that if I moved too fast, the moment would break. "Where is she now?" I asked. Robert swallowed hard. "She passed away, 5 years ago." My chest tightened. "Then why do you still come here?" I whispered. His voice shook when he answered. "Because this was the last place I saw her smile." Anna had been sick. Very sick. One afternoon, she asked her father to take her to the park. She was weak, but she smiled the whole time. She told me, "Dad, promise you'll come back here sometimes, so I won't feel forgotten." He closed his eyes. So I promised. Every day since her funeral, Robert came to that bench. Rain, snow, heat, waiting, not for Anna to return, but to remember her. I felt tears burning my eyes. "I'm sorry," I said. He nodded. "Most people don't stop. They don't see me. But you did." From that day on, I stopped every afternoon. Sometimes we talked. Sometimes we sat in silence. Sometimes he told me stories about Anna, how she loved pancakes, how she used to sing off-key, how she believed strangers were just friends she hadn't met yet. And slowly, something changed. One afternoon, I noticed something strange. Robert wasn't shivering anymore. He was smiling more. "Why are you smiling today?" I asked. He pointed to the path. People were slowing down, watching us. Some even smiled back. "You reminded them I'm human," he said. But then, Robert stopped coming. One day passed. Then 2. Then 3. The bench was empty. My heart sank. I ran home and told my mom everything. The next morning, we went to the park together. The bench was still empty. That's when we saw a piece of folded paper tucked under the seat. It was a note, written in shaky handwriting. "Dear Emily, thank you for sitting with me when no one else would. I had to go into the hospital. I don't know if I'll be back. But because of you, my last days were not lonely. You gave an old man peace. Robert." I cried harder than I ever had. But I didn't stop there. The next day, I brought flowers. I placed them on the bench. Then I sat down and waited. People passed by. Some stopped. Some asked questions. And I told them Robert's story. A week later, something unbelievable happened. A man approached me. He looked familiar. "You're Emily," he said. "Yes," I replied cautiously. "I'm Robert's son," he said. "My name is Daniel." My heart jumped. "How is he?" I asked quickly. Daniel smiled through tears. "He's alive," he said. "And he wants to see you." At the hospital, Robert's eyes lit up when he saw me. "You came," he whispered. "Of course," I said, holding his hand. He looked at his son. "She kept my promise alive," Robert said. She made sure Anna wasn't forgotten. Daniel wiped his eyes. Because of you, he said to me. My father smiled again. Weeks later, Robert returned to the park. But this time, he wasn't alone. Families sat nearby. Kids waved. Neighbors smiled. And on the bench, there was a small plaque. It read, "This bench is for anyone who feels alone. Sit. Someone cares." Robert looked at me. "You changed more than you know, Emily." I shook my head. "No," I said. "You just needed someone to stop." And that's when I learned something I'll never forget. Sometimes, kindness doesn't need money, or power, or words. Sometimes, it just needs one person who chooses to sit down instead of walking away.